Hello everyone, my name is Kyle, I am the Pentographer, and welcome back to my car. In today's video, I am going to go over several reasons why I think fountain pens are better than ballpoints. Yes, that's what I'm going to do. Okay, the first reason that I think fountain pens are better than ballpoints is that nibs offer a writing experience that a ballpoint simply cannot. They lay down ink nicer. It's more of a flowing experience. It's depending on the paper you're using, of course, but it feels nicer. It just feels more natural, more elegant, and that's one of my favorite reasons to use a fountain pen is the writing experience. The second reason I like fountain pens over ballpoints is they are refillable. Now I know you could probably buy refills for ballpoints, but you know, how many ballpoints do you see, especially like those like big ones, you know, the ones I'm talking about, the clear Bic with the blue caps on it, the blue finials on it, and the blue cap. You know, those you see them all over the place. You see them garbage. You see them shattered on the side of the road or on the sidewalk, or you know, like they're all over the place. They're just so disposable. The fountain pen is refillable in a way that a ballpoint just really isn't, or at least nowhere near as common to refill those, unless you've actually purchased like a special pen for it. I know they make those. So what is going on? Sorry. Yeah, so they're refillable in a way that I just don't think ballpoint pens really are. You can refill them as many times as you want. You can fill them with different inks. It's just a much more reusable experience than a ballpoint. You can shatter a ballpoint and not worry about it. Oh, I'll just get a new one. With a fountain pen, you're not going to like do that so much. Not as common to do that because they're nicer pens in general. Usually nicer materials. You don't want to be breaking that and then just replacing it, especially when you're paying, you know, $30, $40, $50, $100, $200, $300 for a pen, right? Like you just don't want to be breaking that. The next reason, so that's number 2. So reason number 3 is they're made of better materials, so you're actually more likely to maintain them and keep them for a long time. So they are less likely to end up in the landfill. You know, as I've said, ballpoints, easy to break, easy to lose, easy to not care about. Fountain pens, not so much. You don't want to be losing those for the reasons that I mentioned before. You know, more expensive, better materials, etc., etc. So that's reason number 3. Reason number 4 that I prefer fountain pens over ballpoints is they are much better looking. They're just even a very basic fountain pen is much nicer than a ballpoint. Ballpoints don't look nice. They are very functional, I will give them that, but they're not really made to look nice. They're made more for practicality's sake, more to be functional than they are to be pretty. Sure, you can get decent looking ones, like they're not hideous, they're not the worst, but there's certainly no fountain pen. Fountain pens, even the basic ones, are well designed. They're designed nicely. They're designed to last a long time, so you want them to look nice. Even the clean designs of like Lamis and stuff like that, they're pretty timeless. You know, the Lamy Safari came out many years ago. I do not remember the exact year that they came out, but they have not changed since they were released. Like, their design has stayed the same, and it looks like a modern pen. It doesn't look like something you would have bought in the 60s. It looks like something you would have bought yesterday. So, you know, to me, that's a pretty timeless design. Maybe some people think that's ugly, but I think it's a pretty timeless design if it's lasted that long and people are still buying them. And then you've got like your typical cigar shape pens, the black and gold ones, like those are a pretty classic look. The nibs can go from very, very simple, like the Asvine J16 nib is very, very simple, very little design on it, mostly just shiny metal, to very intricate ones, very intricately carved ones. I've got a Monteverde flex nib that is very intricate, very designed very nicely. And then I've got some that are in kind of the middle. Pretty much a lot of them are kind of in the middle there somewhere. You know, maybe not super fancy, but also not so plain as the J16's Yovo nib is. So they're made to be pretty. They're made to look nice, in addition to being very functional objects to use. So that's reason number, what am I at, 4? The final reason that I prefer fountain pens over ballpoints is that even the basic pens, even the starter pens, the mid-range pens, the upper level starters, the $50, $60, $70 pens, they really are heirloom objects. They're not, for all of the reasons I've previously mentioned, is why they're more heirloom object than a pen. They are a pen that you can pass down to your kids, or your kids' kids, or your kids' 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 kids. However far down the list you want to go. Typically you think of heirloom things as very expensive, like a $2,000 pen. This was my grandfather's, Lamy 2000 that was released or something, or one of the, what's the one, drat, I can't remember the name. There are pens that are several $1,000s each, and they've got a really lasting name. Think of the lava pen. I can't remember the name of it. It's not a Monteverde, I don't think. No, but things like that cost several hundred to several $1,000s. You typically think of those as like the heirloom items. Like you're gonna pass this down as a special object to your children. But really, I would put every fountain pen, or maybe not every fountain pen, but definitely a good majority of them, into that range. As long as they've been well cared for, you can pass them down. Anyone can use them. You can sell them at an auction if you want to, but you can pass them down to your kids too. And I fully plan on doing that with my collection to my kids. I'll probably split it up amongst them, but I will pass that down to them. This was Dad's pen collection. He cherished it. He really loved it. He was really happy with his collection, and he wanted his kids to have it. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of the thing. And they're all worth doing that with. Even the basic Lamies and some of the Asvines, the cheaper Asvines, they're all worth passing down, man. It's they're built well enough that, and as long as I care for them, my kids will be able to enjoy them as well. And so that's why I think that they are all heirloom items to some degree. Maybe not to the same degree as the several hundred, several $1,000 pens, but they're definitely worth passing down. So that is my list. The 5 reasons why I think fountain pens are better than ballpoints. Because you're not passing down ballpoints. I'm sorry, you're just not doing it. There is one ballpoint type pen that I am aware of that is worth passing down. There's one that I can think of off the top of my head, and I do not own it. So that is my list of 5 things. That's why those 5 reasons are why I think fountain pens are better than ballpoint pens. And I will take that to the grave, and you can take that to the bank, or be the bank with Bitcoin, like you should. Anyways, all right, I'm gonna cut it there. Those are my 5 reasons why I think fountain pens are better than ballpoints. So, as always, like, share, subscribe, do those 3 things, and I will see you in the next video. And as I always say, May your pen always be